Hello, I'm Karina Koulakoglou, the author of the Fairy Tale Projective Test for Children. In this videotape, you are going to watch a presentation of the administration of the Fairy Tale Test. This administration will be an artificial situation, as the role of the subject child will be performed by a colleague of mine, Dr. Marilena Souyuljoglou. This presentation will help you to understand better the instructions as these are mentioned in the manual. I believe that standardizing a test in a foreign country is a very important process. Therefore, correct administration will help us to have a successful scoring procedure, because scoring will be inefficient if administration is not done correctly. I wish you good luck and I thank you for your assistance. Hello, we are going to play a game with fairy tales. I'm going to present you some pictures and I'm going to ask you questions on which I would like your opinion. There are no right or wrong answers. But before we begin this game, I would like to know if you know fairy tales, and especially if you know the fairy tale of Little Red Riding Hood and Snow White and the Dwarfs.
Yes, I know a lot of fairy tales, and of course like Little Riding Hood and Snow White and the Dwarfs.
In this case, narration of the stories will not be carried out, but when you administer the test, it is important that you note the child narrations. This will be done for two reasons. First of all, to see if the child actually knows the fairy tales, and secondly, to find out which version of the story the child is familiar with. Right, do you know a story with giants?
Yes, I know. Jack and the Beanstalk.
Very well. Now let's begin with the first set of pictures. I'm going to show you 3 Little Red Riding Hoods. I want you to look at them and tell me what does each of them think.
She wants to cut some flowers to give them to her grandmother, because she loves her grandmother very much.
This is a complete response. No further questioning is necessary.
She has an angry expression.
What does she think?
I think she wants to kill someone.
She wants to kill someone?
Yes.
Can you tell me why?
I think she wants to kill the wolf because the wolf has a bad expression on his face. He wants to eat her.
Right, and she wants to kill him.
Yes, she wants to kill him.
What about the last one?
The last one, she looks afraid. She looks very afraid.
Why do you think she's afraid?
She's afraid to meet the wolf in the forest. Yes, she's very, very afraid to meet the wolf.
Right. What does she think? What does she have in her mind?
She thinks that the wolf will hurt her.
She thinks that the wolf will hurt her. Fine. Now, can you look at them and tell me which of the 3 reminds you of the real Little Red Riding Hood, and why? The one of the story.
Oh, I don't know. I can't choose.
You can't choose. Try and look at them, each one separately.
Maybe number 1.
Why do you think number 1?
Because she's the youngest.
Right. Now, tell me, which of the 3 would you eat had you been the wolf, and why?
This one.
The second one?
Yes. Because she's the most beautiful.
Right. As you can see, here we have 3 wolves. Again, can you tell me, what does each wolf think?
Are these wolves from Little Red Riding Hood?
No, they can be from any story.
Okay. He wants to eat Little Red Riding Hood.
Why does he want to eat her?
Because he's very hungry. He's very hungry and he wants to eat something. So the Little Red Riding Hood is going to the forest and he wants to eat her.
Right.
He's very thoughtful.
What is he thinking about?
If I go there and they will kill me, what is going to happen then? That's what he's thinking about.
If he goes where?
If he goes to grandmother's house, he's thinking about what is going to happen to him.
Right. And the last one?
He is very hungry. He wants to eat 3 hens.
He wants to eat 3 hens.
Yes. He's very, very hungry.
Right. Now look at them carefully and tell me which of the 3 do you think is the wolf of the story of Little Red Riding Hood and why?
Number 1, of course, because he wants to eat Little Red Riding Hood.
Right. Which of the 3 scares you most and why?
No one scares me. I'm stronger than them.
Right. In this case, we must not ask any further questions, because not being able to choose or saying that no one scares him, it means that we have a defense mechanism, most possibly denial. So no further questioning is necessary. Now I'm going to present you with 3 other cards. What are these figures?
Oh, they are dwarfs.
They are dwarfs, right. Do you know any story with dwarfs?
Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs.
Right. Now look at them again and tell me, what does each dwarf think?
The first one, I don't know what he's thinking. Maybe he is happy. He looks very happy.
And why do you think he's happy?
Because Snow White came to their house and they will have a good friend with them.
Right.
He looks sad.
Why do you think he's sad?
I think he sees somebody killing people or animals, and he is very sad about that.
Okay.
He thinks the same thing as number 1. He's very happy because Snow White will be in their house, and they will have somebody to take care of them.
Right. In this case, when a child says that one of the figures thinks the same thing as another figure, it is important to ask him to repeat what the other figure thinks, because sometimes there may be a difference in response, and therefore a different theme is going to be reflected while the response is scored. So it is important to ask what the other dwarf thinks, or any figure for that matter. Now, can you look at them and tell me which of the dwarfs do you think is the dwarf from the story of Snow White?
I think the 3rd one, because he looks very happy.
And which of the 3 would Snow White choose to marry, and why?
She will choose nobody, because she will marry the prince.
Right. Again, in this case, the child does not choose a specific dwarf, because she claims that she will marry the prince. Again, there is no point in asking further questions.